I think a few people are staying away today with all the volatility, which I can understand. So I'm going to get cracking on and see if anyone joins us as we go. It's really wild out there today, and it's so vulnerable to a headline. Just the two of us at the moment. I think the market's just so wild, and I think some people are just going to be thinking, I'm going to leave it. Interesting little spot we got here.
More from the senior White House official says the order pushes for coal to power AI data centers.
Just got those buyers trapping these sellers here on the 5. Just watching that. Just watching this nicely sort of sellers get trapped here. This is Mark Anthony's territory, isn't he, for his 2 pointers. Buyers trapping those sellers, pushing through value area, inventory positive at the moment. All right, then let's get stuck into the session. So the fundamental outlook, it's hard to see anything at the moment in the market other than tariff headlines. That is the absolute dominating driving force for markets. We can see that the tariff plan from the US due to be implemented on April the 9th, tomorrow. Got 34% due to be on China, right? And additional tariffs on all imports of 50% that came on April the 7th, right? For April the 9th. So this is getting very high for China. China's trying to fight back. And that fight back from China has been boosting markets overnight. The fact that they're going to be stimulating their economy, and that's seen as a positive for equity markets. There's also some news that Japan is willing to negotiate and trade with US on these tariff negotiations. So that's also seen as a positive. And what the market is doing is taking that Japanese willingness to trade as a potential sign of good news to come. But I have to say, the danger in this market is markets just cling on to anything optimistic and then they get badly disappointed. So we have to be very careful in this market. It can really whip around, it can go up, it can go down, and it can move on a headline, and it can move 2 or 3% like it did yesterday on that headline that the US was considering a pause of 90 days on all tariffs apart from China. And that was
from US President Trump on True Social. Says, I just had a great call with the acting president of South Korea. We talked about their tremendous and unsustainable surplus tariffs and shipbuilding large-scale purchases of US LNG. Says China also wants to make a deal badly, but they do not know how to get it started. Says we are waiting for their call. It will happen.
Okay, so he's trying to get a deal done with China. Ooh, look at the way markets are moving on that. That is a lot of positive inventory coming in. I don't know, is that a headline to jump into? Well, I'm not sure. Let's just see what we get out of this. Just gonna have a quick look at this on the 1. This is the kind of trading we're going to be getting today. Wow, what a move.
More on that from Trump on True Social says, with regards to South Korea, their top team is on a plane heading to the US and things are looking good. We are likewise dealing with many other countries, all of whom want to make a deal with the US. And again, on China says also wants to make a deal badly, but they do not know how to get it started. We are waiting for their call. It will happen.
Okay, so Trump's in a deal-making mood. Tough to know whether that is something to get into. I'm just waiting on that. Can't quite buy into that. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is a 5-minute flag. Yes. Yeah. We're gonna manage that risk. Okay, up, pull back, breakout. Lovely move. Let's see if there's any way we can get on the 1 minute on this. Trying to break out. I've got the highs of yesterday marked up there. Tricky. Right, let's see. So we're sort of false breaking out of this high. That's the risk. Let me just look at that. China wants to make a deal, and so okay, had a great call with South Korea acting president. Just got to think where to have. Okay, so if we let's see.
Just in reaction to that, Trump tree are seeing a bit of risk on there and a bit of weakness or rather strength in the yuan. Likely on that remark from Trump on that call between China saying it will happen, seeing a further bit of upside in the US equity space, upside in the yuan.
Okay, if we close above that that 1 minute, the delta is negative. So the sellers coming in there aggressively selling that. Those sellers are trapped, but it is on negative delta. Yeah, so just gonna wait for that. See more negative delta coming in. Yeah, nice, well done there, Jem. Just gonna watch this. So that's second standard deviation holding for now. Really hard, isn't it? It's a really hard headline, this. I'm gonna see if the delta comes in positively above these highs. I know that's the problem. It's so much news going around. Okay, and the delta is negative, but I see that flag is nice. That's a nice pattern here. Well, that's a lovely flag pattern. Well spotted, Najam. By the way, this is looking like a failure to break out, isn't it? Let's see, negative delta building. We'll just see if we push above this negative delta and start going positive, then that could be a good run higher. Okay, trap sellers potentially here. Let's see what happens here. Right, positive delta trying to come in, 15. Okay, it's a nice, strong move.
Just making you aware of comments from Fox News correspondent on X. Says Trump administration telling people to be patient with the economy. Negotiations could be ongoing through June. Says, quote, it's going to be a busy April, May, maybe into June. Treasury Secretary Bessent says as countries offer deals.
Got a nice value area there. All right, I was going to let that develop as we head into the open. I was going to carry on going through the run through. Okay, so almost fortuitously, as I said, it is a headline-driven market.
Remarks from ECB's Holzman says, I see no reason to deviate from the previous view on rates over tariff announcement.
It's going to be very sensitive, very, very quick moving market, and volatility is very high. So make sure you've got your value, your stops in place before you start. Now, yesterday, one of the learning points that I'm taking on my journal was just here, was the positive day, which is good, but one of my trades was above my maximum loss. So I need to use a hard stop in a fast market. It was a mental stop, and because the market was so fast, it moved above my maximum loss, which is 250. And in hindsight, with the trade, there just was not enough room to have a small enough stop, or I should use a different position size. So that means today, I'm just going to make sure that if I'm taking a trade, I've got my stop in place from the moment I start. Okay, so it's 808 up on the day, which is great, but I need to have my stop in place as I enter the trade. So that's a key thing to be aware of. As we go forward, here we go. So there's some volume there. Okay, that's all right. Look, you've got some sellers trapped there. So if we pull back there, maybe have a little go, see if I can go for a little long on that. And then you stop 5256, 5247. So you've got those sellers that came in there. They are now trapped. On the 15-minute, see it's a big, strong candle higher. 5-minute, you're getting potential sellers trapped there. We're looking for any sort of deeper dip down as a buying opportunity, ideally into this kind of area here. Have a look. So I'm looking for a dip down to this area. Buyers trapping those sellers. If we just move down to here, 5253, something like that, give me a potential move to the upside. Very nice. Look at that. It's just moving up. Right. I've got to leave early stay at 3:30. There it is, and then it's carrying on up now. With those sellers getting trapped, it's just carrying on. Right, I'll keep an eye on that area. All right, sorry folks, it's very fast moving today. So what we're looking for is inventory from the start of the session is positive. You can see from the Globex Open, we're up 12,000 contracts. We've had a fast moving trend higher on optimism that Japan's willingness to negotiate is going to be echoed by other major nations. The recent tweet from Trump says that, he's in a deal-making mood. And that comment about China wanting to make a deal is going to be positive for sentiment. So that's what's sort of driving markets at the moment. Those sellers coming down to this region, these buyers still in control, just watching for a move down to this area here. Got quite a lot of sellers coming in on volume. So got to watch out for potential retracement if you see these buyers getting trapped, which is with the potential of happening now. So let's just see how the delta goes as it moves into this area. This is a crucial area here. Got those buyers up there, and they're those sort of continuation breakout buyers from this region. So it's coming in now, trying to trap those buyers. We'll come back to that in a minute. So 15-minute value area high. This is from Friday's high. So pull back to this area. We're going to pull back and break out. So any further pullback to that first standard deviation looks good. Also, I like a potential breakout trade for yesterday's high. If we can move above that area, that would be a nice sort of region above that sort of 5287, maybe a quick run up to 5300. So got that on my radar today. The important areas to note, there's a couple of them. Very important area down here and obviously important area here with all those buyers. So this is a hugely important buy area around the 5200. On the 15-minute chart as well, we've got some decent important areas. We got here around the 5241 and here 5230. We've got some trap sellers. So trap sellers there, any pullback, expect buyers. Also lots of trap sellers down at the 5187 region, daily VWAP at the moment. So that's a good area for potential buyers as well. And we also have breakout buyers here at the 5212 and here at the 5207. So sellers getting back under there, you know, that will be important. And there you got buyers trapping those 1 minute, sellers continuing its move higher, right? So that just puts the strength back on the upside, and possible trap 1 minute buyers up here, which could give another push higher, which is a 5 minute. So you're getting sellers trapped on this. Let's have a look how the 1 minute goes. Very nice breakout from that flag pattern, continuing, and nicely confirmation on the volume. Negative delta is continuing to build up. So just watch this area around the open. This will be very important. It'll be a very interesting area to see as we head into the open. We've got about 7 minutes to the open. I think that's it, folks. Oh yeah, oh, here we go. That looks like a headline, doesn't it? Delta suddenly coming in very negatively. What is that? Looks like a headline. Most amount of sellers that we've seen in a while. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the US Open as well. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Oh yes, calendar. Bond auction is going to be important later, 3-year bond auction. What's the demand like for US Treasuries? If that suddenly drops off the radar, then equity markets will probably take another hit. Look up, if this keeps moving, you could see a bullish belt. And our bullish hold is if you see, it's a 2 candle. Hang on, let me just, it's a bullish belt. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Let me just double check.
Update on trade via CNN. South Korean acting president says will not band together with China and Japan to counter US tariffs.
And there's another headline back the other way. It's called the piercing pattern, right? Two candlestick pattern is if you have the low as a gap lower, but then the close, if the close above the 50% of the previous candle, it's bullish. All right, so that's what to look for. Look at this. This is, I know, this is nuts, isn't it? And there we are again, closing above those sellers. That should be bullish. You've got those sellers trapped here. Look at that. And away we go again. And NASDAQ pulling back a bit. Got these couple of nice areas for it to pull back to still. All right, more interested in this area down here for buying. Let's see. That's where the buyers are here. That's the key area. Here's the trap sellers down there. Very choppy. Buyers still building. So that'll be from here, 5250. Right, that'll be 20 points. So if we manage to get these trapped here, I'll take that as a long. because I'll have buyers having trapped the first lot of sellers, and that will give me the confidence to go with that. So we're looking for 5250. You see the first bunch of trapped sellers. Got 5 seconds. Yeah, okay. I'll take that for a long. Still holding. Come out. Just taking a little bit too long. Might consider getting back in if it goes lower. Just couldn't quite push up there. It's a very small profit, just 2 and a bit points. And let's see. So 15 holding. Look at this. Let me reassess this.
Just an energy update via Bloomberg. US Secretary of Energy Chris Wright heads to the Middle East. Likely stops include Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, and Doha. Officially, at least, the trip's aim is to promote Middle Eastern investment into the US.
Okay, coming in positively again. Can we get above these trapped sellers here? That could be a good sign. Let's see if we get above these sellers here. No. Yeah, okay, that's just not strong enough for me. I'm just going to hold fire on that. So minus 564, and it was a losing day. I need to change my win ratio because I filled this out just before. I had this lovely little breakout that I was trying here. Had a nice opportunity. I know, it's annoying. I had to change the P&L to negative as well. I like the fact that, yeah, not quite zero, but yeah. Just seeing these buyers breaking out on volume, took that as an opportunity to go long. look quite attractive. We'll consider a long if I see these sellers trapped here just before I go. But these buyers trapping these sellers, there's a nice area ahead above the highs of yesterday. Not a bad region to look, maybe looking for a move up to the 5316, maybe even more. And decent area, just quickly apparent that it's not moving any higher. Then tried another short, and the short just sort of
metals market commentary from
moved down to this area before pulling back, just closed out for a little profit, and also took another opportunity down here with these sellers trapping those buyers to see if I could take a short, but that clearly wasn't moving in the right direction. So it ended up negative day, minus 564, and I hope you all have a very good afternoon and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care for now, folks. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.